Okay, as assigned, today is our culminating activity regarding our topic in Module 2, Lesson 5, which is all about debate. You are now to present a debate as our final activity in the lesson. And I hope everybody is ready, especially the assigned debaters. We have our moderator, and of course all of you, you will be included in our activity. Okay? Is there any problem? Are there things you would like to clarify regarding our activity today? No more? In other words, everybody is ready. May I now call our moderator to introduce our debaters and say something about our activity today.
To all the viewers, debaters, and also to our teachers and judges, good morning. Now, we will witness the debate which has the topic, the student is allowed to bring the cell phone or cellular phone in the school. We have two groups in this format, the affirmative side and the negative side. The affirmative side proves that the student is allowed to bring the cell phone in the school. And in the negative side, proves that the student is not allowed to bring the cell phone in the school. So, may I call on the affirmative side. The first speaker and the leader of the group is Christine Gail Panet. The second speaker is Chriselle Joyce Sabrido, and the last speaker is Baby Ann Capasaw. And in the negative side, the first speaker and the leader of the group is Gerald Espertero, the second speaker is Justine Concepcion, and the last speaker is Karen Tamas. Debater, please sit down. Our timer in this activity is Ms. Michelle Cuting, and the chairman of the Board of Judges, Ms. Chesa Herrera. With her is Adri Malfi-Joso and Sherry May Tabosares. The rules in this debate first is the speaker given 2 minutes to deliver their speech, and 2 minutes for interpolation, and 2 minutes for rebuttal. And the judges choose the best speaker and the best debater. And the criteria of judging is evidence is 25%, delivery 30%, interpolation 30%, and rebuttal 15%, which is the total 100%. Now, may I call on the first speaker and the leader of the affirmative side, Miss Christine Gail Panet, and as follows.
Students should be allowed to use cell phones in school. Cell phones is a big part of our life. One of the most asked questions is, should we allow the cell phones in school? Well, as an avid smartphone user, students should be allowed to bring cell phones in school for the good they can do to us, not the disaster that the teachers think they are. Cell phones are very useful to the students, especially to us. One of that is, we can use cell phone as our planner. We can plan our activities, upcoming events, assignments, projects, quizzes, and even exams. In this case, we are going to pass this on time. According to the research of the scientists in Georgia, people that are using cell phones as their planners are the people who can record it and complete it compared to the people that is not using the planner. So we as the new generation This rising technology is our base that we are in this 21st century. Smartphones are used to improve our educational skills. Smartphones are called smart for a reason. Thank you.
So you have said a while ago that smartphones should be allowed by students to bring it in school because it can use as a planner. So my question is that a planner for one-day activity, is it?
A planner for a one day or a month. It has a app or a calendar that you can use for a year, for a month, or even for a day.
So if you will just have a planner for one day, can you just memorize your activities for a one-day duration and so that you can follow the rules of the school?
If one-day planner, if you're a wise student, one-day planner, you don't need to plan if that is only one-day activity. But since you are a busy student, you will need 1 week or 1 month planner. That's the use of it.
That's it. So you said that we will use the planner for how many months or how many days activities. So if you will just not bring your cell phone here in school, if you will just lock your cell phone in your house, then you just do it and just memorize your activities.
So why bother use planner if it is only last for 1 day? You can have your cell phone to remind you, compare of the paper planners that there is tendency that you will forget it. While in cell phone, you will have this to remind you what time you will pass this project and when or what is the date. And then in that case, you can pass that on time.
That's the point. We are a student, and every student has his or her own notebooks and pens. Therefore, we should just use our cell phones and pens because our school are not allowing us to bring cell phones here in school. Therefore, we should use our pens and notebooks. And what's the use of our friends, our classmates? They can tell us whatever we wanted to do if we forget it. The topic is resolve that students should be allowed to use cell phones in school. In this so-called 21st century modern and technological world, I have observed a lot of changes. And one of the biggest changes that I observed take place in the technology. And one of the technologies today is the cell phone. But in line with that, a big controversy comes out. And that is whether to allow us, the students, to bring cell phones here in school or not. So for me, as a student, I believe that we, the students, should definitely not bring our cell phones here in school. Why? Because of the following reasons. First, it is because bringing cell phones in our school is not allowed. It is included in our school rules. My dear classmates, we are citizens and we are students of this school. Therefore, we should follow what our school is implementing. The second is that it can affect our health. The third one is the appropriate usage of every student. The students are not allowed to bring cell phones to school, especially during exams and quizzes, because they may use it to cheat and during exams and to cyberbully or invade others' privacy. The fourth one is that it is a distraction to the class. Why? Because your UCT is indeed your UCT skills indeed. Why? Because if you are waiting for an emergency message, your mind will keep on bugging and bugging you on and on to open and to check if someone messages or call you, and that will result for you to not focus on your studies or on your lessons anymore.
You said a while ago that cell phone shouldn't be allowed in school, and that is one of the school rules. So how sure are you that the students will follow that rule?
That's the point. My dear classmates, our school is implementing this school that we should not bring our cell phones here in school, but we are doing the wrong thing. We are bringing our cell phones here in school, even our school has a rule about it. Therefore, guys, if our school administrators wanted us or implement a strong rule about not bringing our cell phones here, we should definitely not bring our cell phones here, because that is the part of being a student. That is the part of being a student. We, the students, should follow what our school rules says.
So what are we going to do? Are you going to stick with a low quality of education, or are you going to bring cell phones for more and for its advantages?
We should not bring our cell phones here in school. Bringing cell phones in school doesn't mean that we will have a low education. Cell phones, yes, cell phones, many apps has an internet access, but what about those cell phones who do not have internet access? What about those cell phones who does not have the app such as the calculator, who does not have the app such as the Merriam-Webster's dictionary? What about that one? So that will result in socio-economic status and unfairness. Therefore, not bringing cell phones here in school doesn't mean that we will have a low quality education. Instead, it will help us to focus more on our classes.
Good morning, everyone. I am not against bringing and using cell phones in schools. I believe that it can help students in such a way that, number one, it is an instant communication. You can easily communicate at any rate of emergency when you have cell phone. You feel secure in knowing that you can reach and contact authorities and your parents during emergencies so that they can respond automatically, and it can also reduce panic knowing what is your situation. Cell phones, number two, cell phones are a great resource in a classroom. Cell phones can use when you are embarrassed to raise your hand to ask questions to your teacher. Cell phone can help us to research applications such as dictionary and translator. You can also easily access the internet when you can look at certain facts that will comfortably improve your access of information. So it is really better to bring cell phone at school. Thank you.
This is my question. Can you still have the courage to open your cell phones and to text or call your parents if you are trembling with fear?
I believe that it is really possible. Even when you are having fun, you can still text or call your parents because you are eager to get out of that situation. So it's really better to have cell phone, and it is an advantage for you because you can call your parents. So that can calm you down to your panic.
Could you give me some example of the emergencies? Like,
in schools, there are many possibilities that you can really meet an accident around. Just like, for an example, you have some trouble with your friends around an accident or some other. But
please clarify to some others.
Just like, for example, you are attacked by your illness. If you have illness, so it is better to. So when you have cell phone, your parents can easily go to your school and get you.
What is the use of the teachers?
The use of the teacher is the use of the teacher is for the use of the teacher is only for first response only, but when you have your parents, it can when you have your parents, you that will take care of.
I am not in favor that cell phone should be allowed here in school. It should be banned. According to Luden, in this modern world, everyone has a cell phone. By the year 2010, 75% of 12 to 17 years old own mobile phones, and in the past 2 years, that number has increased. As a society, we are offenders. We are addicted to our cell phones, and students are by far the worst offenders, sending more texts a day than any other age group. Now, I speak for the teachers' point of view. I interviewed some teachers in this institution, and I asked them whether they allowed or banned the cell phone in school. Out of 3 teachers, there are 2 teachers are favored to be banned the cell phones. According to Ms. Larson Tanayon, if the students are allowed to use cell phones, there are possibilities problem and these are the following. First, it should be a language during examination. Text can be sent discreetly while in the classroom. Taking it one step further, a student can pause himself to go to the washroom only to use that time to send text messages. Second, it will be a disruption to the classes. If they become bored with the class material, it doesn't take much more for them to take their cell phones, to play some games, or to check their news feeds on Facebook or Twitter. Third, it could be bully someone. Student uses their cell phones to bully someone using harsh words that can cause the bully them, make them emotionally and mentally upset. Fourth, it could also be an occasion to commit a sin such as stealing. Cell phones are one of the easiest things that can grow money. This can manifest the student
With or without cell phone, cheating is always there. So, how can you ensure that without cell phone, cheating will last?
Can you repeat again?
With or without cell phone, cheating is always there. So, how can you ensure that without cell phone, cheating will last?
At least we can listen that the students will not cheat using their cell phones. It depends on them if they will study or not.
I am asking how can you listen that cheating? You are saying that cheating, cell phone can be used in cheating. So how it will be listened? Lesson.
It will listen if the students will study and not depend on their classmates. At least we will listen if we will not have cell phones during the examinations.
But even if without cell phone, they are still cheating.
At least we can listen the number of the students that are cheating. So it depends on them, to the student, if they will study or not. If they will have the courage to study, so go on. And the important is they should follow the rules in the school.
Regarding to the destruction, if that destruction will take place, can the teacher stop them? It is duty by them.
That's why we have the rules about cell phones. So if the student will bring their cell phones, so and the teacher caught them using that, surely the teachers will confiscate.
Students should be allowed to bring cell phone inside the campus. We all know that our generation also known as modern technological world, which is technology like cell phones are used through communicating and learning, especially in our studies. Cell phones, especially smartphones, can be used to enhance learning. Smartphones offer much of the functionality of a laptop, but are more portable and less expensive. For example, a class could download an interactive program and use it on their phones. Students doing lab work can take quick pictures with their cell phone rather than making a sketch. Students can also use their phones to record parts of a lecture, make a quick video note, or take a video of a science experiment. Cell phones offer a convenient way of communication, especially useful for students who have after-school activities. Cell phones have many beneficial uses, like helping students stay organized and keeping students safe. Thank you.
If one students have no camera or no connection of internet, like brand of Nokia, what should be he or she do? Enable to catch up their lesson.
If the student has no connection of internet or has no camera, they can consult their friends or classmates what the topic is all about. What are friends for if they are not helping each other, right?
If the teachers will allow the cell phones during activities, aren't the teacher teaching the students to be lazy?
It depends upon them. If the student is really interested in their lesson, they will listen to their teacher. And if they are not interested to listen, then they can use cell phones. They can make a video and then they can save it and they can see it in their phone.
As an institution, we are not teaching students to be lazy. So, what we gonna do to
The teacher don't teach the student to be lazy. It's the teacher making the students more lazy.
no, it's
More
not.
lazy.
Cell phone is cell phone should not allowed inside school. Using cell phone in school is the main cause for students' failure, and also certain students will be invaded their privacy by other students. Students between the age of 13 to 17 do not recognize to use cell phone with appropriate approach. So, parents should prevent their students from using cell phones inside their school. When students use cell phone inside class, it influences on them adversely because inside the class they spend all their time and texting message to each other or watching videos instead of concentrating on teacher's lecture. In addition to that, they record videos and take photos for both teachers and students for negative purpose. Although cell phone is a useful device, a large number of students use it to harm other students and to be enjoyable instead of focusing on their studying. Finally, using cell phone has negative consequences on both teachers and students in class. Therefore, parents should constrain their children from using their phones inside school so that concentrate on their education rather than spend their own time in texting message and invading other students' privacy. Thank you.
here is my question. When a student way home and met an accident, how can she contact to inform what happened to her?
Please repeat your question.
When the student way home and met an accident, how can she contact to inform her parents what happened to her?
If he or she can make an accident, she or he can go to the police station so that he or she can call to their parents.
And you said that the students will not allowed to bring cell phones inside school. What if you're going late and your teacher was not there? Only you and the other students are left in school which have no cell phone because of that policy. What should you do?
What about in your subject teachers? If our principal, if one of them is here at the school, you can borrow cell phone so that you can call or text to your parents.
How sure are you that you are not shy to approach that to the principal?
If you're really eager to call your parents, you can do it.
So students should be allowed to use cell phones in the school, for you can use cell phone as learning aid, memory aid, and especially when you are trying to ask questions to your teachers, you can use your cell phone to text him or her anonymously. In that case, you will feel less stupid, and your questions will be answered. And also, bringing cell phone can help us, the students, to lessen the emergency cases. We can use it inside the school. We cannot use this because we have less emergencies. What about if we are going home? So, cell phone is really, we need cell phones in our schools. It is for our own safety.
For the rebuttal, for our team, we thought that students should be allowed to use cell phones in school. So we are against in allowing the students to bring cell phones in school, because it's what we have said. So in students' point of view, we are not allowed to use cell phones because it will be just a distraction in class. It will have a harmful effects to our health. It will be used by the students in not good way, and for the parents and for the teachers' point of view, it is also not good to bring cell phones here in school, because as what Justine said, it can be just a distraction again in class. And for the parents' point of view, the parents should really not allow their children to bring their cell phones here in school, because it is their responsible. So if in case of emergency and the parents wanted to call their children here in school, that's the responsible of the parents to get the number of the advisor of his or her child, or to get the number of the principal or other teachers in that school. And for them, cell phones are used during emergency situation. But how can you be sure that you can still text or you can still open your cell phones if
if you are already trembling with fear. But they said if you are eager to call, and that is if you are eager to call your parents, then you will do it. But during earthquake emergency, I think cell phone will be useless. Why? Because after an earthquake happens, the signal will be disconnected. So that was our point.
At this time, we heard the point and the evidence of both sides. Now, may I call on just wait for a minute because the Board of Judges not yet done.
Hello everyone. While we wait for our Board of Judges, how are you for having heard their proofs and evidences, trying to give their points, whether or not students should be allowed to bring or use cell phones in school? What is your opinion?
Be the best speaker and the best debaters.
Good morning. According to my co-judges, the best speaker we choose is from the negative group with the average of 86.42 Ms. Gerald Spicer. The best debater is from the affirmative group in the person of Christine Gail Panes with the average of 84.82. And the best team, Dr. Joe, thank you.
Okay, the end. Shall we give a big hand to our debaters? Upon hearing their sides, both sides, the affirmative, those who are in favor that students will be allowed or should be allowed to use cell phones in school, and the negative side, they are not in favor that cell phones should be used by students in school. What now? What about you? What are your decisions? Okay? We will be discussing about that afterward. But first, we try to analyze and assess our activity, which is on debate. Debate, you try to recall all our lessons regarding debate. What can you say? Be able to present proofs and evidences to really prove their side? Anybody from the group? Are the speeches correct? All right. Say something about the speeches. Anybody from the group? You may pass the microphone from one to another. Who would?
Just once, please.
The speech is good, but it was in the time was not the time is short, so that some speaker will not finish their own speech.
Okay, do you agree? Oh, could you cite one rule that they were able to follow during the debate?
Speaker was follow the rule in debating because they follow the 1 minute, the 2 minute rule to spread their speeches on us.
Okay. The judges have announced the winners, the best debater and the best speaker. Is there any problem? Are they also your bet?
Yes.
Huh? Why? Do you agree? Are you in favor of the judge of our assigned judges? Anybody? Are you in favor of the judge? Are you contented? Why?
I'm good because, as what I've heard, Jeremy's Pearl is good in speaking English.
Okay. Very good. And the team that won, was the negative side. Why do you think they won in the debate? What are some points, their strengths, why they won in the debate?
The best team is the negative side because they have enough evidence to prove that bringing cell phones should not allowed in the campus or in school.
Okay, very good. So, whether you agree or disagree to the proposition, that depends upon the proofs and evidences that you have presented, that you will be able to win in the debate. Do not forget that one. Okay? For the debate, maybe other students or your classmates will have your chance later to have their own debate also by groups which is assigned to you. We now go to the content, the topic which is about whether cell phones should be allowed in school or not, to be used by students in school or not. The debaters have given their proofs and evidences. What about you? Anybody? What about you? What is your own opinion, whether or not students should be allowed to use cell phones in school? Sorry. What is your own opinion? Do you favor what they said? Which of those proofs and evidences would you like to cite? Anybody? While we wait for Saure. What very great or what greatest reason or proof could you have or could you give that cell phones should be allowed to be used by students in school? Are you in favor that you would be allowed to use cell phones in school? Miss Pulano? In your own simple analysis, what should it be? Top boss. Or Cautivar, I mean. Are you in favor to bring cell phones in school or to use cell phones in school? Anybody? Oh, sige, Haverly. Where is Haverly? Oh, you're there.
Cell phones should not allowed here in our school because as what
Okay, I would like you to find your partner. You help each other. To talk about this. If you were a parent, would you allow, are you in? If you were a parent, would you allow your son or daughter to bring cell phone or use his or her cell phone in school? Giving you 30 seconds to discuss with your seatmate. Give your reason why you would allow your son or daughter to bring cell phones. Why you would allow, why would you not allow your child to use cell phone at home, in school? 30 seconds is over. Who is ready to talk? If you were the parent, would you allow your son or daughter to use cell phone in school? Okay? Please listen to Chase right now.
For my own opinion, if I were the parent, I would not allow my child to bring cell phone in school because I know that he or she cannot focus in school instead of the cell.
Okay, very good. According to Chase Reed, he will not allow his son or daughter to use cell phone in school because he cannot focus in his studies. Do you agree? Yes or no? Yes. Okay, what else is another reason why you would allow or not allow your child to bring or use cell phone in school? From this group, somewhere at the back. Miss Ventura is smiling. Ventura? Sige.
yes, if I am a parent, I would allow my daughter or son to bring her or his cell phone in school because there's a time that we go home late because of the practice in some activities. This cell phone can be used to contact her daughter or son.
Yes, very good. I am a parent myself. When my child goes quite a far place, I really need to contact him or her to be able to know what is happening, whether he is safe or not. Right? Okay. Who else would like to talk? From this group, before I call you. Sige, Sardoma.
For me, if I'm a parent of my children, I will not allow to bring cell phone in school because cell phone is the main cause of distraction in class. During a lesson, students who use cell phone in class will get distracted. And also, they waste their time instead of understanding the lesson.
Okay. Is she in favor or not favor? No. She is not in favor. And what about you? Last.
For me, ma'am, no. Because my mother will not agree to have my own cell phone because if I will study my lesson, I will first open my cell phone just to know if someone...
Okay, very good. Very good mother. Mother to be. Yes. Next question. We are talking about using cell phone in school, which is one of the problems we have here in school. Do you remember? We tried to talk about resolving conflicts. You students nowadays should know or should give your opinions and be able to help solve problems not only in your home, in yourself, but in our school and in the locality where we belong. Suppose, you listen, are you in?
Yes.
Suppose you were a teacher. What is your opinion? Would you allow your students to use cell phones in school? Sige, I'm giving you, how many seconds do you need to discuss about that with your partner? Would you allow your students to bring cell phone in school? Guys, so ready. Okay, from this group, again. Sige, de Guzman, it's ready now.
Morning.
No, because it will just distract them to listen to me.
Okay, very good. Really, really. So you see, you are not, based on teacher de Guzman, you are not, you students should not be allowed to use cell phone in school because you cannot concentrate listening to your teacher de Guzman. Okay? Okay, very good. Last, if you were the principal, or principal here, if you were the principal, would you allow students to use cell phones in school? Somebody is whispering, she will answer. We will listen to Jerome.
So if I were a principal, I will definitely not allow my students to bring cell phones in school. Why? Because that's what I have said a while ago. It is included in our school rules. So as a principal, I should be the one who will be implementing that school rules. So for the students and for the parents, if you are a responsible parent, you would not allow your children to bring your phones because you have already attended a lot of meetings regarding this matter. That's why you should not allow, or as a principal, I would not allow my students or the students in my school to bring cell phones because if I required everyone to bring cell phones, maybe yes, 80% of my students can bring these so-called cell phones, but what about the 20% students who cannot bring these so-called cell phones? So that would be unfair. So as for me, as a principal, I will definitely not allow the students of my school to bring cell phones.
Okay, shall we give her a hand? Yes, correct. What will happen to those who cannot afford to have cell phones in school? They do not have cell phone available at home. What will happen? Do you think? Only those who have cell phones would use if it is allowed in school. Is there another principal here? That's Principal Jerome. Is there another administration who would like to give his sign on bringing cell phones? No more? Maybe you still have them, your ideas in mind. Any insight? What is your final decision to the proposition? Should students be allowed to use cell phones in school? Your final say. I know there are many of you who would like to talk, but we first listen to Christine for last thing.
since I am here in the positive side, so I will fight for my group. So I am in favor for the students should be allowed to use cell phones in school. Should be allowed to use cell phone in school, provided that they will use it appropriately. They will use it if their teacher required it to use that cell phone. They will use that cell phone instead or in emergency. Just like what I said before, teachers the school system should grant the teachers to allow the students to bring cell phones in school for the resources, not for the toys, not for the fun, because we are here to learn. Then cell phone, we will use cell phone to learn new things and ideas, not for the matter of distraction. So, for our side, maybe we can prevent to bring that since it's in our school, but we can't deny the fact that we are still bringing it. So, bringing cell phones is a matter of discipline. Whether it is a rule or not, now it is a rule, but still, you still have it. You still bring it in school. So, the decision is within ourselves. It is a matter of discipline. Whether you will follow that rule, you will bring, the teachers will allow, or the teachers will don't allow you. It is on your decision to use it as our learning material or as your distraction. So that the decision is within your hands. Use it properly.
Okay, very good. Automatically, you are to defend your side because you are not in favor. You are in favor that cell phone should be used in school. Will you not ask me if I am in favor or not? Would you not ask me what is my opinion? To allow you to use or not? Okay. That depends upon the situation. Just what Christine had said. But do not forget that bringing cell phone, or when you do a certain thing, when you decide what to do in a certain situation, do not forget what is your intention. There are three things you should not forget in doing a certain thing. First is the intention. What is your intention? Why you are bringing cell phone here in school? Just to make fun, or really use that for the improvement of your studies? What? Second one, the matter. Is that good or evil? What is the effect if you use cell phone in school? What would it be? Is there a good effect? Is there an advantage and a disadvantage? And the third one is the matter, the manner in doing it. When do you use that? During class hours you do that? Or just break time, or if there's no class anymore? Do not forget. So, in listening to debates like this, do not forget to try to analyze what the speakers are saying. You will not directly be convinced of the ideas that they give, whether to agree or not agree. You want to consider the three things, okay? The one I have just said a while ago. This is all for today. Is there any comment? Would you like to say something more? No more? You are hungry now. And the bell has rung. For your assignment, do not forget, as I told you last time, there will come a time you are to make your own argumentative essay in this proposition. The debaters are exempted because they already have presented their own opinions. You, their classmates, are going to make your own argumentative essay regarding your stand on the proposition whether students should be allowed to bring cell phones in school. This is all for today. Thank you very much. Goodbye, students.
Goodbye. Thank you for teaching us today.
Kamusta? How does you feel? How does it feel? How the debate?
They do not have much preparations.
Why? Sa gano'n, wala pa silang preparation na gano'n. But they were able to express their ideas. Gano'n, no? Medyo iba lang ang debate sa English pala pag mag-tackle, no? Kasi hindi lang, you are not going to prove the topic that you are going to debate based on the arguments. Pero kailangan talaga tinitingnan ba kung tama ba pagka-express mo, no? Kung correct ka, grammatically, tama ba yung usage ng words doon, So, mahirap mag-debate pag English yung nagpa-debate. Whereas kung kagaya kahapon, social studies lang, you need to prove your point. Pag nag-prove ka ng point, opposition and proposition, yun lang ang concern, no? Regardless kung you have to speak in the correct complete sentences or not. As long as we were able to kasi naman yung medium of instruction ng AP kasi is Filipino. So mas sila, mas got nila yung language. So mas maka-express sila and they could go to the point that they wanted to present. Sa English, it's not only presenting and persuading people to agree with the topic that you are presenting, but kailangan yung pag-present mo, tama.
I included that one, ma'am. Actually, we will just be talking about the concept, about the idea for allowing, whether to allow or not the students to bring cell phones. I touched about the debate because this is our culminating activity in our textbook. We really have the specific topic about debate, how to make argumentative speeches, the way they deliver, how should they prepare themselves for the coming debate. So I just included, we have assessed the debate as well as the topic.
So basically, ang debate is already part of your topic in English.
Yes, ma'am.
Hindi lang siya strategy na gagamitin mo, pero topic talaga siya na itakol in English.
I have combined the two. One of our focus in our lessons also is resolving conflicts. Students should be critical and be able to have their own ideas on how to resolve conflicts. In the previous lessons we have, so I have combined them because we will be having a culmination activity about the debate.
Okay.
So, ma'am, is there a particular objective kung sa debate kayo na, di ba, I presume English to, no?
Yes.
English nga, sa subjects. So, in that particular objective doon sa English na nabutang na to nito ang debate.
Yes, sir.
Is there a debate? Yung objective talaga is debate or may, kasi na-mention na di ba, it's good nga pati itong correct usage, then the grammar. So part ba yun ang objective doon?
I have two, sir.
Sige, anong objective to?
That is on how they express themselves,
So
their ideas fluently in English language. And
Using debate
as
a strategy.
Yes, ma'am. And then another one is one of my purpose there is to arouse the interest in trying to express themselves and analyze ideas presented by the debaters as well as their classmates.
So the strategy is debate?
Yes, sir.
The debate. Okay. Ako, you mentioned that you had given less preparation ng students. But of course, as per observation, talagang magagaling yung mga bata, no? Kasi talagang hindi man sila binigyan ng kung ng linya nila kung anong sasabihin nila. It came lang kung ano ang statement doon, i-rebuttal,
Yes,
no?
sir.
For me, the students were very good in pagsasalita nila. Of course, there are some miscues siguro in using the grammar, but of course, that is yung understandable. Kasi kahit tayo, no?
And I'm giving credit to the English teachers in the lower year levels because they are able to make the students be able to speak well, fluently in English language.
Parang sanay na talaga sila sa
Sila
di ba?
na rehearse. Kasi doon sa questioning kanina, sa rebuttal, doon mo makita if they were rehearsed. So, dire-diretsan yung question. They were that brief on what the questions are. Medyo, ako ang feeling ko ng pag-English kasi, English subject, sometimes, parang may, ang tawag dito? The students are really that trying to talk in English. Nga minsan, do ka, ano ba daw? Do ka lisod, ano?
That's why when I tried to involve the classmates, everybody was very serious and they were afraid. I noticed they were afraid to be asked. When in fact, during our class, in our daily class, they are excited, especially if the topic is interesting. In fact, we laugh. But kanina.
Kita na may observer eh.
Pero gahapon hindi naman sila gano'n. Yung ano ko lang siguro, yung comment ko lang siguro, there was less involvement of the people at the back.
Yes,
almost more than half of them are not part of the debate. They were just there at the back. Siguro if they had been briefed na at the start that they really had to listen to the debate because after the presenter, siguro they have to give, each one should give a one word or a statement as a reaction to the debate. Ano? They would really tend to listen. Ang medyo kakulangan lang siguro, and I guess that would be an area for improvement. At the start of the debate, there should have been specific instruction for those who are not involved in the debate. Para yung attention nila.
I really expected that to happen because my focus was for the debaters to prepare, especially that I was not here yesterday, so I was not able to really talk to all of them in my class to really prepare. And I gave them guidelines, only guidelines and sheets for them to read taken from the internet. Only the debaters, for the debaters. I provided the whole class with only mga 3 copies, which I told them to share those guidelines and informations which I provided them. That's why not all of them were able to read maybe.
Pero ganun lang naman yun. Hindi naman kailangan na they should be ready for that because that is part of the lesson and they should be learning for that. Yung ano lang yung kunting instruction na at the start, telling them what to do.
The mechanics siguro of the activity
Parang magkaroon sila ng focus. Ano ba? And parang feel din nila that they are part of the class. Nangyayari kasi kanina, parang spectators sila gano'n.
Kasi maganda rin kung narinig natin, nabatian natin, kung pwede na maximize itong statements sa mga other students, kung ano ba sila ila-ila.
Maximize
yung 2 minutes lang kasi yung speech mo. Kaya limited talaga. Ang debate kasi mayroong sa yung Asian Parliamentary Oxford style at iba't ibang styles ng debate. May ang pinaka-less talaga na number ng minutes sa bawat speaker ay 5 minutes.
Yun yung pinaka-less.
Yung pinaka-less, 5 to 7 minutes. Tapos yung points of interpellation, para mas exciting sana yung debate, yung points of interpellation should be answerable by yes or no sana lang. Para pag sinabi mo, did you say that have I heard it correctly that you said that cell phone should be banned? Tapos mag say yes. So, magkikreate siya ng, kanya sa facial expression pa lang, magkikreate na ng animosity dun sa part ng kabilang speaker. Kakabahan na sila. Tapos, magkikreate siya ng magandang sana sa classmates.
Pero may follow-up questions, ano?
Yes, sir. Yun po yung rebuttal. Tapos, yung rebuttal dun sa may speaker, first speaker, second speaker. First speaker pa lang may rebuttal na agad. Sana POIs pa lang or something na POIs pa lang. Sa susunod na, parang ano kasi mami, parang hindi siya, kaya first speaker,
nag-rebuttal
Nag-rebuttal
ka
first
agad.
speaker.
So, dapat sana, lahat muna sila nag-speak. Yung...
First speaker sa positive and negative
okay.
side. Tapos
Yeah.
POIs lang muna, ma'am. Tapos
Saka nag-rebuttal.
tapos yung rebuttal sana, anyone from the group.
Yes, ma'am. That is...
Oo, kasi parang naging...
Kung speaker one ka, ikaw lang tumaribat,
na sana pwede para mas maging...
It
should
also
maging
enjoyable. Kasi yung,
Help each
kanina
other.
kasi yung presentation, after the first one was presented, nagkaroon ka agad ng question. Parang nasaan agad yung isa. Without presenting his side, yung isa. Nag-rebuttal ka agad. Siguro yung sinasabi mo, Lars, nagpag-present ng proposition, ang opposition should also present. Before
Present siya, ma'am.
present muna siya. Bago
Present
doon
muna siya.
sa tanungan. Ang nangyari, nag-present ang proposition, nag-rebut. Ano yung rebut ba o question? Or
Interpellation.
Ayun. Tanungan na agad. Pero ganun ba yung process ng debate?
I was also confused regarding that because as I have read other books and have consulted other informations from the internet, I was confused really what to tell them. At first, I told them, first speaker, you speak, then you interpolate, then speaker. There are kinds of methods.
Informal kasi yung lagi na nakikita.
And I have modified, ma'am, because I was after of the facilitation, which is the main focus of the...
Paano i-facilitate?
Yes, ma'am. I focused on this. In fact, I shortened the time because if the time would really be followed 5 minutes or 7 minutes, we will not be having time anymore for the facilitation.
We understand, no? Kasi you were only given yung period na yun, no? Diba 60 minutes yun?
60 minutes lang yung period.
Tapos sana yung pagka-state nung
question.
Ano nga tawag doon? Yung pinaka-main na resolve that resolve that cell phone should be used inside a classroom. Sana mayroon ding definition of terms.
Yeah, that is
a definition of terms para mas klaro ba sa kanila kung hanggang saan ang restriction ng debate. Kung bang cellphone should be allowed as in should be totally banned as in totally banned or yung ganon
Kung sa classroom lang
sa classroom setting lang ba siya or
in the hall.
yun.
The moderator
Ang
would
mga ganito
not
pamangkot ko Ma'am Kaina, ano ba ang rule sa the whole school or in the classroom lang ano?
That's one thing we did not
Kasi sa ating policy, hindi din klaro.
Kasi the use of cellphone has advantages and disadvantages. Depende on how you are responsible.
Isa din kasi
dun sa speaker man sa positive side, ang sabi niya, okay lang sa kanya na gagamit ng cellphone sa loob ng school, provided that mayroon kasing provided that. So hindi klaro yung umbrella mo, kung talagang positive, negative. Yung ganyan.
Half positive ang ano niya.
Kasi if given a chance lang, balat sila nga.
So if the affirmative side was negative, we could answer that one.
Pero magaling po si Ma'am Elma kahit na pagod na ano na yung mga bata ayaw sumagot, sige pa rin siya ng question.
Pero yung isang ano lang ma'am, kasi we should be more of facilitative.
Yes.
Yung para may participation din yung mga bata. Once the student answer, you don't have to repeat what the student said. You could have requested somebody to repeat what has been answered by you. Para ano ba, para ma-check mo po if they were listening. So imbis na ikaw ang magsalita nung sinagot ng estudyante, ask somebody from the student.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much.
To repeat what has been answered. Para din ma-check if they're listening or not. Para ang pagsasalita not more on it should be from them.
Saka din mo yung para sa akin importante na highlight ni Ma'am, yung hamon niya at the end of the debate. Ano ang gagawin mo kung nasa sa inyo ng decision, ano ang gagawin niyo? You have to remember 3 things. Ang hamon siya ba sa mga estudyante na when you are going to do something, you have to consider 3 things.
the intention, the manner, the blah, blah, yung magandang hamon para sa mga kabataan na ano.
Murag nag-sign siya ako but we go out now without telling something because I heard the comment we want parang may narinig ako at the back sa front by somebody telling us what would be the comment of those who have observed.
They were excited, Mom.
That's
They
it.
were excited. But you would say something, sorry. I should have given you the chance to talk with the students.
Ayaw na.
They were asking. They were asking.
Pero magaling po yung mga bata kasi ano lang sila ay grade 10. Tapos yung pagsasalita nila, ang galing, mabilis.
Oo.
Ano man nag-volunteer sila o ano ba? The manner of choosing?
They really would like to be with. In fact, I have assigned because the Girl Scouts are there in the camping. I have assigned other students to prepare, only to find out that my schedule is moved, so they are really interested. So I just gave them the guideline. We did not discuss anymore. I just gave them the information they need to study, and I have not seen their speeches.
Yung dalawang speaker yung nauna, sir, sa proposition at saka sa opposition ng Girl Scouts yun. So wala sila kapon.
And the moderator also.
At saka yung moderator. Wala kang timer, dapat yung timer mo hindi lang ganun. Yung magsalita din. Your time is up.
Okay. Sige, ma'am.
Your time is up. Kasi maganda din kasi kahit yun lang yung role. Pag magaling siya magsabi.
Pero kung yung pag-facilitate namin siya, very good kasi parang less lang yung ginawa niya, yung bigay lang ng instruction. Kahit na yung moderator student pa rin yung nag-moderate doon. So parang maximize talaga yung estudyante.
Kaya nga siguro pinapropose ng SEAMEO that we will have one on the teaching strategy. Yung mga kagaya nito, because the teacher would become more of facilitative.
The emphasis kasi is the teacher will just be at the side there. And then the students will do something.
Let them talk, let them do the work. Basta you are there. Parang director ka na lang. Sana we will be doing this sa ating ICL ba? Itong problema yung ICL natin, may independent cooperative learning is not much. Ang mga pa rin dapat ang kailangan natin tutupan kasi parang ginagawa ng vacant, hindi naman. Ang English kasi wala kayong ICL. The whole day of the week, klase yun. You know, there are subjects na 4 meetings in a week na kagaya ng Filipino, ng AP, ng TNE, ng MAPE. 4 meetings a week na. So meaning, may isang hour in a week that is supposed to be used for independent cooperative learning. Yung dapat ang ginagamit na ating mga estudyante for this. So hindi siya na-maximize kaya nila. ICL. So, independent cooperative learning sa K-12 na ating anak na PDU.
May dapat sa isa
once a week na sila yung independent cooperative learning. Pero ano lang, sa English wala. Kasi 5 meetings a week na sila. Klase. Filipino, isa. MAPE.
Pero may teacher ka po din sa sila lang, they will go at their own lang.
Dapat the teacher should be there.
Pero may topic na particular sa inyo ba or what?
Yun ang hindi gaano klaro sa ato. Kasi ang nangyayari sa ICL, nahimo na siyang murag baker, no? Na murag dili na sudlan sa teacher, ginagawa niya na ng ICL baker. Supposedly, that should have been the time for the teacher na hindi siya matudo, but he should be there to look into kung paano ginagawa ng mga bata. Titignan. Nag-direct, ang ginagawa nila sa kanilang